HellDivers 2 has been out for nearly a month now, and boy, has it put the supposed bigger AAA games made by more resource studios to shame. When it comes to live service games, as far as HellDivers 2 goes, lessons are being learned. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what we've come to know as managed democracy. HellDivers 2 is such a breath of fresh air to the live service genre because it isn't your typical grab the cash and run game, which this genre sadly sees a lot of, with big corporations thinking gamers are easy targets. Maybe we once were, but times are changing and gamers maybe don't want an endless loop of monotonous, janky gameplay with drip fed content and overpriced microtransactions. So, Helldivers 2 is a third person game which is basically Starship Troopers, with the opening cutscene giving us a taste of that early 90s cheesy propaganda, and is made to be played with friends or other gamers in matchmaking, and it makes no apologies for that either. Yes, you can actually play it solo, but it isn't anywhere near as fun. Friendly fire is always on, and to be honest, it's so fucking cool. You run in front of your teammates and you're getting killed. Near an airstrike, see you later, mate. And if you stand under a drop pod, well, you're getting absolutely squashed. And it's so funny, this game doesn't take itself seriously at all, so neither should you. It's just pure honest fun. Drop into a mission, kill some enemies, do the objectives along with the side objectives to collect maximum XP and resources, then extract. That is it. When you are in a group fully mic'd up, it is absolutely unmatched. You can use your stratagem strategically and go super hardcore, or just have a good old laugh like gaming used to be. Speaking of stratagems, there is a plethora to use from, there really is, and some really good ones as well. The jetpack can get you out of some sticky situations, the Eagle Airstrike can take out a horde of bugs, and the EMS Mortar Sentry can deal with the automatons. And if you want to be a helpful type of player, there's even a supply pack, so on the fly you can resupply your teammates. The point is, everything in the game adds to the experience, which not many games in this genre can do, especially coming from an indie developer. Honestly, it's recaptured some of that lost magic that gaming used to have. Well, it has for me anyway, and you can really sense that when matchmaking. The guys I've played with so far have been really chill and down for a good laugh, whilst playing a game with some people that they don't even know. It almost feels as if we've been gaming with each other for quite a long time and we actually know each other personally. It's just that kind of game. It brings that vibe back. The fact the world map has an updated percentage of how much we have liberated as well is a great way to visualize what we're actually playing for, and it really gets you believing we're fighting as a collective to fight for freedom and save Super Earth, and it really leans into the main premise of the game, the Galactic War. When you look at the map, you have two enemy types, the automatons and the terminids, with the map having all these areas we have to liberate. The dialogue is just too good as well, with cheesy one-liners. Even when you're getting hit or dying, it just feels goofy, but it's so funny. Even your characters feel slightly clunky, but that is absolutely on purpose, as we're not these top tier soldiers, but we're actually normal people who have been recruited to fight for Super Earth. People have actually complained about no jumping in this game as well, but honestly, diving, which is great, because when you dive, you actually feel like you're kind of some John Wick type dude, because diving on your back and then you can just shoot the enemies straight away, and it just feels so good. And crouching, absolutely fine. You crouch, keep yourself away from some enemies, or crouch behind a wall. They're basically all you need, to be honest. And this actually leads into the fun gameplay, so I don't know why people were getting their knickers in a twist over no jumping, but hey, I don't think it matters. You got the jetpack, which you can unlock a bit later on anyway, which should give you more benefit than jumping. But yeah, I don't see it as a problem. I think the diving and the crouching are absolutely fine. So before I started playing this last week, and yes, it was literally last week when I started playing this because I was playing another live service game called Suicide Squad Killed a Justice League, which, you know, that's a different story. I heard some pretty negative shit about the game, with folks saying it is pay to win. I've personally not encountered any of that. Yes, the game has microtransactions, but compared to other live service games, these are absolutely minuscule, and the paid battle pass is $7.99, which is a really fair price by today's standards, and I think with the free battle pass, you're able to earn enough credits to buy the upgraded one, and the game is absolutely FOMO free. It's not time gated at all, so none of these shitty little practices to keep you playing 24/7, which is always nice in a live service. Joanne, the CEO of Arrowhead, even tweeted about it by saying, "I'm partial, but we've really applied ourselves to not make it pay to win, even though items are functionally different. The only item that's paid to win is the revolver, which won't win you any cool gun competition. Only minor problem is that it's not that good." So yeah, the only gun you could get in the game isn't that good. I haven't even looked at it, to be honest. I just paid for the upgraded battle pass and I've just been playing to try and earn my shit that way. Also, with this being a AA game that only costs £40, with the developer using an out-of-date program to make this, and Arrowhead being really on top of the comms and updates, it does make you wonder what is happening with the likes of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, which is a AAA live service game with some big issues right now that are taking a long time to fix, which was 70 quid, and the likes of Skull and Bones, which is an apparently quadruple A game, so their guy in charge of them said. It just makes you wonder, like, what is going on? Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, that's a game I've covered quite a lot on this channel. It's a game that I do kind of still enjoy, but when you put it up against the likes of HellDivers 2, it does make you wonder, like, what the fuck goes on behind the scenes? Arrowhead have been great so far as well, with their CEO leading by example. This studio is 100 people strong, and there is no way they could have predicted this game would take off like it did, because the first installment reached a peak player count on Steam of 6,691. But they have managed this really difficult situation so well, and I say difficult because on Steam alone, we've seen the concurrent players reach around 450,000, and that's not including PlayStation players. So by now they have managed to increase the server space, but when they were having trouble, because it isn't as easy as we all thought, Joanne actually tweeted this: "If you have no cash, get it later. While we made a really fun game, it's worth waiting until the servers can support the capacity." I mean, as a CEO, I of course want the game to be as profitable as possible, but if you spent your last dollar and got stuck in the server queues, I'd be heartbroken. How refreshing is that? And it's hard not to be in their corner because of stuff like this. It is great PR by the guy that is leading the ship. They've also mentioned, because of the success of HellDivers 2, that they will be hiring, and if you're an experienced developer, there are open applications. But in the same breath, they've said that they will not be over-hiring, because that isn't fair on employees, and it isn't good for the gaming industry. And that is so refreshing to hear, especially with the past year and a bit that's been happening in the gaming industry, with so many people losing their jobs. With this header on their website, a game for everyone is a game for no one. It's no surprise that this game is a hit. Many games try catering to everyone, but that leads to no one enjoying it. Destiny 2, a game that I love and have played from day dot, has kind of gone down that route. A game that I played all the time, but they made it easier, so in turn it got a bit tedious and a bit boring, so I just don't play it as much anymore. Also, the game did have a roadmap, but because of the game's success, Joanne actually tweeted this: "The team is working on it. Our old roadmap is very out of date in comparison to what we now want to do." So we should expect news pretty soon where the game is going to go in the future, but Arrowhead have said they are working to expand on the game with new enemies, biomes, and objectives, which I believe is all for free, but honestly, I'd actually pay for it. Honestly, guys, this has been so refreshing, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for HellDivers 2. Also, where does this lead Sony with their live service venture? If HellDivers 2 is anything to go by, I'd say it's looking good. But guys, if you've enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up button, it helps the video out massively. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button as well for more HellDivers 2 content. But as always, take care, and I'll see you on the next video.